What's going on, everybody? John Arapoli here with my MMA news, and today's guest is coming off a big win over Jamie Mullarkey by a second round knockout at UFC 272. I'm pleased today to be joined by Jalin Turner. Jalin, thanks for being here, man. Really appreciate the time.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. It's good to be on.
So, this is a great performance, right? Really eye opening for a lot of fans. Of course, going into this fight, we were talking about this a little bit off air before we came on here, and we were saying a lot of people like in my field and the anticipation for the fans in the lead to this fight, everybody thought this had fight of the night written all over it. Well, it was anything but that because it was an absolute steamroll by you. You picked up your fourth win, all by finishes. So, after this eye opening performance, just how are you feeling? How good does it feel to be you right now, coming off of what has to be the biggest win of your career and a great performance?
It feels really good. I feel like after every win, it's a great feeling. I just like growing with the UFC and the promotion, and being exciting, being entertaining, and being somebody that people can look forward to watching fight.
So let's start breaking down this victory here a little bit here. So, first round, you hit him with literally like everything but the kitchen sink. You're landing hooks off his chin. You got his nose all bloody. Couple big kicks, and he just keeps coming back. Like I mean, the guy's almost like a walking zombie, almost coming at you there. Like how frustrating was it when you're hitting him with everything like that, and he just keeps coming at you, and he got that takedown late in the first round there like that. So. What was it like mentally being in there in that first round as everything's going your way and he just keeps coming at you like that?
Um, I was pretty prepared for it mentally. I knew it was going to be tough. I knew he was going to come forward. I didn't think he was going to come forward as much as he did. I was surprised at how durable he was. He was still willing to exchange with me after like some shots that I hit him. But it was it was fun. It felt really good. Like he cracked me one time, like a good time, and I was like, oh shoot. Got my wits about me, and it just felt good to be in that fire, being under that, like just feeling all that adversity, feeling the fun. It was a great experience for me.
And as crazy as that opening round was, as you're hitting him with everything and he keeps coming back at you, second round was anything but that. You only need 46 seconds to put him away. Great round, obviously, for you there. Take us through that round a little bit. Obviously, we know there's not a lot to break down, only 46 seconds worth of time, but still, I know you landed a couple shots that you teed off on. You had him hurt really bad. What was kind of going through your mind in that second round as you came out for the bell there?
Um, I was I was thinking like he was gonna be confident because he got that takedown. So I was expecting, I was trying to time it, anticipate it. He ended up like just going to the body a little bit more in the second, or I just like started timing it a little better. Um, and I was mentally like, I was like, he's not gonna get me down. I'm not gonna fade. I'm gonna just keep coming strong. And I was like, I'm gonna be sharper. Like the corner told me to be a lot sharper that round. So I was patient, waited, seen my opening, threw a big knee, and that's what really ultimately set the demise for the finish. And yeah, followed up with those hooks, and then he slowly started fading. But the thing is, though, he had a really good poker face. Like even in the first round, I couldn't tell like when he was hurt, when I was hitting him to the body or with like whatever I hit him with. Like he was just there to keep coming forward. So once my corner said, "Oh, he's hurt," just put it on him.
So I want to ask now about emotions, right? So I competed in track and field, obviously a lot different than the sport of mixed martial arts. But what I could relate to is I know there were certain times like when meet day came around, you just kind of had that feeling like in the air, like something special is going to happen. Like today's going to be a big day. I'm just you're in that groove, you're in that mindset. Everything seems to be going that way. For you, right, when you have a performance like this one, what was the emotions like that day? Like when you woke up on fight day, were you same way? Did you feel like it was going to be a special night when you went out there to compete that day?
Nah, I felt like I just had to go handle my business and do my job. I didn't feel like I was a little bit nervous, but I got over it. I felt prepared, and I didn't feel prepared. I was just, it's always a roller coaster of emotion when you go into a fight. You never know the outcome. You never know what's gonna happen. Like anything can happen. So yeah, it was a roller coaster, but I felt good. I just felt like I knew I was gonna win, but at the same time, I didn't know until I got my hand raised. So I was just ready to get my hand raised.
And one of the things that the broadcast team was complimenting you on throughout the fight was just how composed you were, and it was blatantly obvious too how composed you were. Like you weren't rushing in, you were picking your shots. You just seemed so calm and collected when you were inside the cage that night. Talk a little bit about that. Like that has to be a very difficult thing, I would imagine, right? Because we've seen a lot of times, especially when fighters are having success the way you were having, that they land a good shot and they start charging in more and more. How were you able to keep yourself so composed? Like when you would land a big shot, you have him bloody. You know that I don't even say he had a poker face, but you had to know that you were landing big shots that had to be hurting him there. How were you able to stay so composed in that moment like that?
Honestly, because when I personally have gotten over some fights, training, whatever, and like I heard somebody like go in, like, and I know they're not like on the like about to die, like I get cracked running in like some great and it happened in this fight too. Like I got a little bit overzealous. He hit me with a nice hook because I was like, oh, he's hurt. But then it was a little bit of a firefight, but I took it and I just got sharper. Just gotta get sharper again. So yeah, man. Like honestly, I've been fighting like 9 years now, almost 10 years. Like I've experienced it all. I've seen it all. I've seen a lot. So it's just calming. Like I just know it's my job. It's what I need to do.
And I know you've been obviously fighting for a while, but you've also been studying the game for quite some time. I know you're a big Anderson Silva fan. You spent a lot of years trying to look at what he's done, trying to mimic his style. As you spent all this time watching film on him, what is it about his style that you really like and that you try to pick out and that you try to work on whenever you're preparing for a fight?
His technique and his poise. He's really sharp, really crisp, clean. His composure is amazing. I guess I showed that. I learned that skill. And his technique has just always been flawless. Accuracy has always been flawless. He can pinpoint accurate with his jabs, with his crosses, and you can rush forward on him and he's unfazed by it. So that's like the biggest thing I can attest to his skill set.
And what was it about Anderson Silva too that made you get drawn to him? Was it just because for so long that he was the guy that was on top of the world, or does it have something to do with maybe like from because you guys are built kind of similar? He was a very tall, long guy in his weight class. You're an extremely tall, long guy for your weight class. What was it exactly about Anderson Silva that drew you to him that you wanted to mimic his style?
Definitely the physical attributes also. Tall like me, long. And his style alone, he was a great striker. He loved fighting on the feet. He's also just jiu-jitsu black belt. And yeah, I just felt like the style was just like really good for me to emulate. And not even just that. Like he was just a great guy. Like I was just watching the interviews. Like he's just a super cool dude, super humble, down to earth. Like wasn't ever really like trashy or anything crazy like that. So yeah, he was super cool. Yeah, I can go on and on about how great he is.
Now, it was on one social media platform. I forget if it was Instagram or Twitter, but I'm pretty sure I saw were people giving you crap saying that you're a real big guy picking on little guys when you had to step on the scale and prove that you weren't. Like, what was that all about there?
Yeah, I got called a weight bully. I've never heard that before. I was like, all right, that's something new. So I guess since I walk in fight night and I tell people what I weigh when I go in the fight, they're like, "Oh, you're a weight bully." Like, nah, dude. Like, everybody's cutting weight, everybody's doing it. Like, whoever does it better gets a little bit of an advantage, And sometimes not even an advantage, Like, I'd rather be like a little bit lighter and quicker. That's just me personally. But like lately, like my body's just been rehydrating a lot more efficiently. But I still feel good at a heavier weight when I go fight. So it's paying off for me.
So you mentioned there that like recently how your body's been rehydrating a lot better. What are some of the keys to that? Like that's something I've talked to fighters about a lot about, like recovery. I've talked about different things with weight cutting. I never actually even thought about asking a fighter about that. So you just mentioned, what are some of the keys to rehydrating yourself after a weight cut to make sure you're in tip-top, big physical shape like you were on fight night this past time?
You gotta talk to the people that work at the UFC. They help me out a lot for my weight cuts. They help me out rehydrate. They formulate like some really good electrolyte drinks that just help me replenish really quickly and just listen to people that are experts on the topic. You know, so I've been listening to them, and it's like I blow right up. I put my weight right back on, right back to normal weight, and I feel good. Though that's the thing. Like I don't feel sluggish. I don't feel heavy. I don't feel sick. I feel good. I feel like I'm like at prime condition.
Yeah, the UFC PI is doing a fantastic job the way they're kind of changing things around for a lot of the fighters. Now, being that you're a California guy, right? Vegas isn't super far from you. Do you go out to the PI pretty like regularly to meet with those UFC different doctors and team for rehydrating and cutting weight and all that, or do you just more or less use them pretty close to fighting? Like obviously this fight was in Vegas, so it definitely made it very ideal
Um,
for you.
um,
But
yeah, I just use them in camp or like for fights. You know, Vegas isn't too far from me, but I really don't make the drive out to go like train at the PI. I do need to. I need to go like just spend like a week there and like do a bunch of testing and have some fun. I did some testing like a couple years ago, but I need to just go finish all that and like see where I'm at. You know, just to know.
so obviously now the big question, what's next for you, right? This gives you again 4 wins in a row, all by finishes. Biggest win of your career. You're on a roll. You're everything seems to be going up and up and up. Like everything's trending in the right direction for you. What's next for you?
You know, focusing on getting that fifth win, that fifth finish. Hopefully, sometime in the summer, we can get something set up with the UFC, figure everything out. I stay happy and healthy, and you know, just keep grinding, keep rising. That's it. I just want to grow, develop, and be the best I can be all year, every year, and just keep it going.
And then finally, I just got two last things I got to ask you about. We did an interview after, I believe it was after your last win, I think it was. But we had a pretty extensive conversation about spiders and how you overcame the fear of spiders, how you have a bunch of pet tarantulas. That's how you got your nickname and all that. I just got to ask, though, real quick, how are the spiders doing? I know that you love keeping spiders as a pet, and you've grown to love that animal over the years here. So how are your spiders doing?
They're doing great, man. I've actually just rehoused a couple of them last night, so they're happy in their new enclosures.
All right, man. Thanks for doing this. Really appreciate the time. One last thing now before you roll out. Go ahead, plug your social media. If you have any management or sponsors you got to give a shout out to, floor is yours.
Shout out to Iridium Sports Agency. Shout out to my coaches, Ozzy, Anthony Gonzalez, Sean Ruiz. Um, my social media is the Tarantula MMA on Instagram, Jalin Turner on Twitter, and then Jalin Turner on Facebook.
All right, Jalin, thanks so much for all the time here today, man. Really appreciate it. Great performance. Looking forward to see what you do here in the future. And to everybody watching today's interview, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please go to the bottom, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. And just as a friendly reminder, keep going to MyMMANews. A lot of great content that comes out there 7 days a week. So please keep that website on your tab. Also, go to our social media pages, give us a like and a follow as well. We'll see you later, everybody.